Hello, my name is Rachel, and I am here to answer your frequently asked questions about hair transplants.
Does all transplanted hair fall out at first?
So shedding is completely normal after a hair transplant. It usually occurs about 1 month after the procedure, give or take a week. Some patients have a little bit of shedding, others have complete shedding. There's a lot that goes in between. So whenever you go through the shedding phase, don't feel alarmed, it's completely normal.
Is beard hair the same as scalp hair?
So the beard hair that you have is going to be the same length. It's going to be the same size as the hair on the back of your head or any part of your head, because we take the hairs from your donor area. Your donor area is primarily the back of your head. This is the largest spot, but also it's a little strip above your ears. So since we're taking the hairs from these locations, it's going to be the same size, or the root's going to be as deep as it normally is. For first, that the grafts have a high chance of survival, but also two, it looks natural as well.
When can I go in the sun or swim again?
So when it comes to direct sunlight, it's really only for a month. You want to be a little bit careful, but we will help you every step of the way. We will give you a bucket hat, and this bucket hat helps to shield from the sun if it's a little bit too hot or if it's very intense on this specific day. It's really just for this first 2 weeks in particular. This is going to be your main healing period. In terms of swimming, this will only be about 6 weeks after the procedure as well, so it's not going to be very long as well. And by waiting 6 weeks, this will give you enough time to heal, so there's no risk of infection after your hair transplant.
When can I use nicotine again?
When it comes to nicotine products, you do have to be a little bit careful to make sure there's no complications during or after the operation. So before the operation, you want to abstain from nicotine products for 3 days. And then after the procedure, it will just be 2 weeks that you want to abstain from nicotine products as well.
What if I can't afford a transplant?
So if you're not quite ready to go ahead and do the procedure, your first step, what you can do is secure the offer. You can do this by either 1, making the deposit, or 2, sending us flight tickets for confirmation. Once you do one of these options, then we're able to freeze the price, and then you can do the operation whenever you would like. With the deposit, you have a lot of flexibility. You can come a month from now, you can come from 2 years. It's really up to you. Of course, with the flight tickets, there is some timing that you have already established, but we can still make it work for payment.
When can I wear a hat again?
So when it comes to wearing hats, you want to wait at least around 1 month after the procedure, or about 4 weeks. We'll be giving you a bucket hat if you need it to give you protection up into these 4 weeks. Since the bucket hat, it sits very gently on top of your head, it doesn't disrupt the grafts as well, so this is a good alternative until you get to that point. But once you get to that 1 month period after the procedure, you can be pretty lenient with a lot of things, especially with wearing hats, and you can go back to your normal lifestyle.
How long do redness and swelling last?
So for after the procedure, the main healing period is going to be about 12 days after the procedure. During this time, we'll be giving you 3 medications. One is an antibiotic, the second is an anti-inflammatory, and then the third is a pain medication to take as needed. So for these first 12 days, you're of course going to experience some redness, some swelling. On the 10th day, you're going to let the scabs form. And then starting on the 11th day, this is when you'll start to remove them. Sometimes they need an extra 12th day to all be removed, but once you get past the 12th day, you'll look pretty much back to normal.
That's a bit of a private question, but
I already know where this is going. Okay.
When can I have intercourse again?
So after the procedure, you just have to wait 3 days until you can start having intercourse again. It just gives your grafts enough time to heal a little bit so you don't have to worry too much about it.
What can I do in Istanbul during my stay?
So if you have some extra downtime when you are in Istanbul, especially around the clinic, there is a very big mall there. So you can spend the entire day, do some shopping, you can take your kids there if you brought your family, and there's a lot of places to eat as well.
Are there any tests before the procedure?
So there are 6 pre-tests that are involved. This typically happens on your first day of your 3-day journey in Istanbul. Overall, the process is pretty quick. It's only about 45 minutes, but it's still a very crucial part because this gives us a more in-depth idea about your case and tells us how we need to tailor the procedure better for you. So first, we have 2 different blood tests. One is just a very general standard health screening blood test. We do another one to find the reason for hair loss and if it's an active hair loss as well. We also use an EKG to to look at your heart, monitor it, make sure everything's going well in that aspect. And then we use an ultrasound. We look at the blood circulation in your scalp. We also look at the depth of your scalp to see exactly where your grafts lay, so we know how to reciprocate it. And then we use a scanner to look at your grafts closely to first see which ones we should take, but also sometimes your grafts have a singular hair strand. Sometimes they also have multiple, so this is very important for placement.
Can I keep using minoxidil or finasteride?
If you're currently taking minoxidil or finasteride, this is no issue. With minoxidil, you want to stop taking the medication 2 weeks after the procedure, and then following, you want to also wait 2 weeks. With finasteride, you do not have to stop taking the medication at all. You can continuously take it even during your journey.
When will I see results?
So when it comes to seeing your final results, this just depends on the location of your head. So typically around your hairline, because the blood circulation is a lot stronger here in comparison to your crown area, about 3 to 4 months after the procedure, this is when you'll start to see noticeable growth. And then by 12 months, this will be your final results. For your crown area, since the blood circulation isn't as strong here, about 5 to 6 months after the procedure, this is when you'll start to see noticeable growth. And then your final results will be around 15 months or so. So your crown just lags a little bit behind in comparison to your hairline.
Why get a hair transplant in Istanbul?
So why travel from the United States to Istanbul to do the procedure when you can do it in the US? So there's a lot of reasons for this. The biggest one is cost. It is much cheaper in Istanbul in comparison to the US. So this is the biggest factor for a lot of our patients, or a lot of patients overall in general. Another big reason is just the expertise. We are the largest clinic in the world. We've done over 120,000 operations during our 10-year time that we have been a clinic as well. So we know what we're doing, we have this skill set, and we would be able to get you to your final results as well.
Is the procedure safe?
So when you're in Istanbul, everything is going to be 100% safe. We'll be with you every step of the way. From the moment you land at the airport to the moment you get dropped off, we will be by your side, making sure everything is going well and you are safe, since this is our biggest priority, of course. Even after the procedure, when you're back home in the US, we'll have an app for you to download. This is where you're gonna be uploading pictures of your hair on about a monthly basis, so we can keep an eye on the healing with you, an eye on the growth. You'll be able to contact us through the app as well. Most of our patients continue to contact us through email or WhatsApp, but of course you can use the app if needed. And this app also has a lot of information and resources if you need some of those as well. I hope that clears up any questions that you had. If we maybe missed a couple, feel free to drop it in the comments. We'll be more than happy to help you out, and we'll see you next time.